Well, welcome friends to De-Stress December. This is day, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 5. Look at this, day 5 of De-Stress December. Very fun. 7-day experience to help you de-stress and cultivate peace in your life this holiday season. And just excited today to be able to welcome Adam Kristoffer. And if we haven't had a chance to meet, my name is David Trotter. I've been helping facilitate some of these calls, and I also lead a manifesting circle every other week on Tuesday nights. And we have Mandy Adams on the call with us, the illustrious owner of Behind the Lids. Hi, Mandy.
Hello.
Well, today, Adam, you are helping us get grounded. And our topic for today is ground your body and regulate your nervous system. So over the last week, we've been learning about bringing divine love into our heart, catching our breath with breath work, maximizing our meditation, manifesting the life we long for. And today we're talking about grounding and regulating our nervous system and why that's important in the process of de-stressing and cultivating peace. So,
Yeah.
Adam, first of all, I'd love for people to get to know you a little bit more if they haven't had a chance to meet you. You right now lead a Sacred Men's Breathwork Circle. Is that the right name? Sacred Men's Breathwork Circle?
Yeah, it's a good name for it.
Yeah, Sacred Breathwork. No, I got it all mixed up. It's Men's Sacred Breathwork Circle. There we go.
You got the gist of it.
Every other Thursday night, and the next one is coming up on Thursday, December 15th at 7
Yes.
o'clock at Behind the Lids. So people definitely, we'll mention that a couple of times. Hi, Zayla. Welcome. Good to have you back. Hope Connie's there with you, and glad that you're here with us. If you haven't had a chance, this is to meet. This is Adam Kristoffer. He's going to be
Hello.
talking about grounding ourselves and regulating our nervous system. So, Adam, a little bit about yourself. We meet on, I don't know, in the back of an Uber. I was going to say a subway, but I don't think there's any subways around here. That would have been kind of cool. We meet somewhere. Tell me about yourself. What would you say?
Yeah, so I'm Adam Kristoffer, men's coach, breathwork facilitator, body worker. I've been in the healing arts, if you will, for over 20 years. I have a beautiful young 12-year-old daughter. Uh, I like being outdoors, being in nature as much as I can when I'm not working or being a father. Enjoy reading, enjoy music, and yeah, that's
I
me.
love it. I love it. Thank you. Tell me a little bit about how you got into, as you said, the healing arts. How did that become a part of your life?
It's an interesting story. I don't really know. Uh, I started at a pretty young age, and I guess when I was in high school, I told a friend that I was going to become a massage therapist. I'd never had a massage. I didn't know a massage therapist. No idea. So I caught up with her years later, and she was like, "It's really great. You've done what you said you were going to do." So I
Yeah.
don't know where I got the inspiration. I don't know where I got the calling. Um, and so that's kind of how it all started. And then I moved into somatic work, movement-based therapy, the Feldenkrais work, and studied that for several years. And that has progressed into breath work when I found it for myself and then started facilitating it. And the same with men's work. So it's kind of just been this progression over these last couple decades of finding different resources that I've had and been called to over these years to help people, help people get out of suffering.
Hmm. Do you feel like, some people are really just excited about the modality, whatever it is, but I heard you say a desire to help people get out of suffering. Obviously, you're excited about the modality, but how much does that get people out of suffering play into the motivation of what you do?
I think that it's the number one motivation. It's not about the technique, it's not about the tool. It's about the end result that we're trying to get. When you're in pain, whether that be physical or emotional, you can't live the life that you want. You don't have the experience that you want. It's struggle. You're in suffering. And it's not fun in any way.
Hmm.
So I want to have as many resources and tools as I can to help people get out of those, kind of patterns of pain, if you will, be that physical or emotional, and oftentimes they're tied together as well.
Hmm. When I have been around you, I sense that you have been in touch with the pain you've experienced in life yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just kind of radiates from you. Like, oh,
That
this
that I've been in pain.
yeah, that you're in touch with, because we've all been in pain, right?
Yeah.
We've all
Yeah.
been in pain in different ways, but I just sense that you have like a comfort level with like, yeah, it's part of life, and I've been through that, and I don't know, I just sense that from you.
Yeah. I do have a relationship with pain and suffering, and kind of having the acceptance of the duality and polarity of our life, to know as much joy as I'm going to experience, I'm probably going to experience the opposite in suffering and pain. So I know the difference, and as much light as we want to call into our life, there's usually as much shadow that we have to go through to get to that light. And there's a quote that I've used from a teacher that I follow, and he says, "Pain is not a pleasure, and punishment is not a reward. They're just no ordinary experiences of life. They're no different than anything else." Um, but yeah, I think my ability to touch it within myself helps me facilitate and be with others, with compassion and empathy, and helps me kind of lead and guide them through the process of getting out of those cycles and integrating new habits.
Hmm. It's hard to take someone where you haven't been, right?
100%. You can't take them there because you don't know what it's like.
Right. Yeah. 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 So let's talk about grounding for a minute. If I'm trying to cultivate a peaceful experience this holiday season, tell me what grounding is and how that helps me regulate my nervous system.
Yeah, so grounding in the basic sense would be kind of like having a homeostasis in your body, right? A balance. Some people may say they feel in alignment, they feel centered or grounded. Yeah. Um, there's also different rhythms that you get in nature, the shamanic resonance of earth that will get you in touch with the natural rhythms as well. That's grounding as well. But I think the overall feeling of it would be one of like centeredness, alignment, um, a slower experience. It's not sped up, but it's not super slow either. It's kind of that still point when you're grounded.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And how is that helpful then? Like, how can I do that? Maybe this leads us to our actual experience of today. But how, if I got kids running around and I got homework and I got shopping lists and I got to-do lists and I got relatives coming over and I gotta go to this holiday party for work, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how can I actually feel that centeredness that you're talking about in the midst of all of that?
Yeah. I mean, practice the pause always. I think when it comes to dysregulation and regulating your nervous system, there is the idea of the sped up dysregulation that you kind of described, right? The faster, the spinning, I got a lot of movement happening. But also, when a stimulus happens, you can downregulate as well, right? So the speeding up is the fight or flight kind of response to the stimulus, but the freeze and fawn is the slowing down. So your nervous system can regulate up and it can regulate down. So there's two different processes that you would probably want to do depending on your response to the stimulus and what you're kind of you know learned or pattern of responding to stress is.
Hmm. That's a great distinction, because I think I oftentimes just think of the franticness because that would be more my approach to that stimulus. But you're saying other people, um, we all have different, but is kind of more just freezing, um, shutting down, even I'm assuming, not
Yeah.
knowing what to do, becoming just so overwhelmed.
Yeah, or they'll go up and down, right? They'll first start high, and then there's no kind of relief from that, and then they'll
Hmm.
drop down.
Hmm.
So people can move through the dysregulation of their nervous system, just depending um, on what the stimulus is.
Sure, sure. Great. Well, help us with an experience today that perhaps we can use, in the coming days as we're going through the holidays. What do you want to lead us through?
Yeah, I'll just lead you through like a kind of like a breath meditation and like a somatic kind of grounding as well. You can do while you're seated there. So just go ahead and like sit up in your chair. And if you can, take your gaze about 5, 6 feet in front of you. If there's a wall or something blocking you there, just kind of imagine that you can see through it. And gently close your eyes. And as you breathe in, feel the air coming past your nostrils into your lungs. Noticing where the breath wants to go easily and naturally for you. Maybe it goes into your upper chest. Maybe it goes more into the front versus the back of your lungs. Maybe it goes right down into your belly. And as you continue to inhale, allow the breath to drop further and further down into your belly, down into your center. Around the belly button in Chinese medicine is known as the Dantian, the Hara. It is where our lower chakras of safety and power reside. So as we breathe into those lower belly breathing, just allowing the belly to expand. And gently push the air back out. And as you do that, expand the inhale to 5 seconds. So you breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is coherent breathing, this pattern, continuing this 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. This breathing pattern brings your mind and your heart into coherence. And as you have that breathing pattern, gently bring your awareness down to your feet. If you're in shoes, notice the feeling of your feet inside the shoes. If you're barefoot, feel the floor underneath you. And gently press your right foot into the ground. Feeling the support and the resistance through your foot, up into your knee. Maybe it even goes into your hip. Maybe you can sense it up through your spine. You can go ahead and switch feet and move your awareness to your left foot. pressing into the ground, feeling your foot if it's inside the shoe, noticing the support of the ground as you press gently. And allowing that energy to move up to your knee. Maybe you sense it in your pelvis, into your ribs. And as you breathe, you can draw up from your feet up to your knees, into your pelvis, up your spine, over your head, and out your mouth or nose, whichever you chose to breathe through. And for a few breaths with the 5-second inhale and 5-second out exhale, you just circle the breath, pulling it up through the feet, through the knees, through the pelvis, up the spine, over your head, out, and down to your feet. And just do that 2 more times. When you're ready, softly, slowly, gently, open your eyes.
Thank you. Thank you, Adam. So
You're
one of the
welcome.
things that I noticed that you did was the pressure points in our feet. Obviously, I've heard a lot about grounding, going out in nature, walking on the beach, sand, touching a tree, putting our feet in the dirt, and that can help regulate our nervous system.
Yeah,
But help us understand the technique of kind of pushing down on the ground and what's that doing for us?
that's bringing us into our body. Mostly, it's really hard to be grounded and centered when we're up in our head and we're really looking external, but grounding is a felt sense in the body, and it brings you into now and it brings you into presence. When you bring your awareness into your body, and through that movement and through that pressure and sensing your skeleton, you have to slow down,
Mm,
bring your awareness to that.
mm-hmm,
And in that process, you ground yourself, right?
mm-hmm,
Grounding is in the body,
mm-hmm,
getting into your experience.
mm-hmm. So my guess is I could do the same thing with my hands, like on my desk or something, kind of pushing down.
Anything that you want to pay attention to, right? Like your hands pressing, you could press your fingers together, feeling the weight of your pelvis in the chair. This is kind of something that you can do everywhere. Some people don't have the time throughout the day to get out into nature because of responsibilities and other things, but this is a practice that you can have with you anywhere, on a plane, in a car, at work.
Mm-hmm,
And each piece of that practice can be used to ground yourself. The coherent breathing, the 5-second inhale and 5-second out exhale can be used. Just pressing your feet can do it.
mm-hmm,
Combining them into a longer practice, if you have the time, can also work as well.
mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Adam.
Yeah, you
Wonderful
bet.
to be able to utilize that tool. So when things are going crazy at work, like you said, you could just sit there for just a second and breathe in and breathe out. You could even do that with your eyes open if you had to, if you didn't, want to make sure people think you were sleeping or something.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could use that technique. So thank you so much. So I just want to remind if you're watching on the replay, because Zayla and Connie and Mandy, unfortunately, this is not your group. But Adam is leading the men's breathwork, sacred breathwork circle every other Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And we also have a women's circle that meets every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock as well, led by Nicole Farrow. We have a substitute right now in the month of December, Sarah Nye, so she's doing a great job. So those are both great resources. If you're not familiar with the calendar Behind the Lids, you can go to behindthelids.com/calendar and check out all the resources. One of the things that I did want to share that we're sharing each day this week is an opportunity to get unlimited classes at Behind the Lids. Each class costs $25. That is different. Those classes are different than the events, special events, but the classes include breathwork classes, meditation classes, men's and women's circles, manifesting circle. Those classes are normally $25, and we're running a special offer in the month of December, only $50 for unlimited classes. And so you can take advantage of that, or unlimited classes in the month of January for only $100. This is a really good opportunity, and that offer expires Monday, December 12th. You can purchase that at behindthelids.com/specials. And if you just go to the website, you can click on specials and check that out. But those are two really good opportunities that are made available this month. So thank you so much, Adam. Thank you, Mandy, for helping all this happen. And I want to remind everyone that, thank you, Zayla, says this class was incredibly beneficial for me today. Thanks, Adam, for the meditation. It's great.
You're welcome. Thank you for showing up.
Tomorrow we have, on Friday, Immerse Yourself in Healing Sound with Stacey Pendleton. And so really encourage you to be there. I'm really excited about that experience as well. And then on Saturday at 12 noon, we have Connect to the Cosmos through Breathwork with Zaire Black. So if you have friends that want to sign up, they can do that at DESTRESSDecember.com, and they'll get immediate access to the Zoom link. So Adam, once again, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, everyone.
All right. You guys have a great day.
Bye.